Hello fellow technical analysis traders. This is Jacob here, and today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about how to use the RSI. I'm going to be mixing the RSI with also some price action. First of all, I'm going to go through how the RSI works and when we are going to take the signals, and then the second part of the video is going to be combining that with some price action for the best possible returns. So make sure you watch it till the end. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and like this video. It helps me out a lot. I'm definitely very new to the trading YouTube scene, I guess. And yeah, I'm going to be doing things a lot differently than all these other, gurus and stuff who pretty much just cherry pick examples and give you what looks nice. I'm actually going to be completely honest and show you everything, when you should avoid trading, when you should take these trades, etc. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin looking at the RSI here. So I've already taken the liberty to put the RSI on the chart right down here. And now we're going to look at just how to trade the RSI. All right, so the RSI down here is on the default settings. We just got a 70 level and a 30 level, and the RSI period is 14. So what does the RSI do? It's supposed to tell us when things are overbought or oversold. So let's go ahead and look at when to use it. Right here, the RSI has gone above the 70 level. We're not going to look for a sell like right as it goes above here. When it's above 70 here, that is what the RSI considers as overbought. And then when it's below, it's considered oversold. So when I use those terms, I'm just really talking about if the RSI is above 70 or if it's below 30. So here, the RSI crosses above the 70 mark. And you can see that if we sold right off of this, we would go into quite a bit of drawdown. That would have been definitely a loss for us. But if we're selling when it crosses back under the 70 line, like right here, that's going to be when we're going to want to sell, at least using the basic RSI indicator. I've been using this strategy on gold a lot in the past little while, and it's been working amazingly well. I do have a slightly different version of the RSI, which I'll probably show you guys in future videos. But for now, it's kind of my secret sauce to my strategy here on gold. But let's look at what we can do just with the basic RSI. So basically, we're going to be looking for a sell if it crosses from above to below the 70 line, and we're going to look for a buy if it crosses from below to above the 30 line. So it might look a little complicated, but it's super simple. So this right here, if we were using it the traditional way, this would have been a sell. But later in the video, I'm going to show you guys how you can eliminate this loss right here, because that would have been an instant tier session. You would have been crying right there the next 15 minutes because we're on the 15-minute chart. You'd be pretty sad. That was huge in 15 minutes. Just went the complete opposite direction and destroyed your trade. Of course, this one right here, it ended up doing pretty well. That was a huge one. So now that we know when to buy and sell, let's look at how we can build in other confirmations such as price action. So this is the perfect example. Yes, it is somewhat cherry picked. I did just kind of scroll through and I was like, oh, hey, here we go. So I did end up taking these trades and I took them how I'm about to show you right here. So right here, the price was running up and the RSI gave us a sell signal right here. When I'm trading the RSI especially, I like to look at the near-term market. So based on the near-term market, it's created an all-time high, right? It's at a peak right now. So basically, the RSI does not perform well in trending markets. So if this thing is trending up and up and up, the RSI is going to give you so many false signals, you're going to blow your account. So don't do that. Don't just take signals randomly on the RSI, because it can be used as a good indicator. However, by itself, it kind of sucks. So here I'm going to show you how to use it. Let's combine some price action now. As you probably all have heard, there's this thing called support and resistance, right? So right here, we could consider this as somewhat of a near-term support, right? Because it bounced, and then it went way up. So it was like, no, I'm not crossing this line. You know what? We're going up. All right, great. It didn't end up hitting this resistance, and this was kind of the only near-term resistance right here. So if it were to have hit here and the RSI would have crossed, then we might have taken that, but it blew right past that. So this is like, if we're looking at it like this is technically a new high in the most recent market conditions, right? So we're not looking for a trade here. This is not where we're looking for a trade, because this thing could go forever. We don't know when it's going to reverse. The RSI will give us a good signal for that. However, what's even better is looking at the market structure. So, okay, sure, we missed this trade right here because we weren't taking those trades. So we missed that huge win right there, but we also took out a loss. And trust me, guys, like, just because this example has a big win right after that, many times, many times, the market will just keep going and it will just be loss after loss after loss. So just trust me when I say this, you don't want to take RSI signals at new highs. The RSI is the best when the market is going somewhat sideways with a decent amount of volatility, right? So now let's look at when it comes down. So here it's coming down to this support area, right? So we're looking at the near term. We're not really looking at this. This could be considered a support, but this also is definitely considered a support right here. So it's coming down and it's getting really close to there, right? Let's go to the next candle. Boom. Okay. So right here, we have a couple different confirmations, and let's look at them. So we have the RSI crossed to the oversold position right here, right? So it crossed to the oversold on, I believe it was like this candle, and then we're waiting for it to cross above again. So now the RSI is giving us a signal right at the end of this green bullish engulfing candle. This is also a bullish engulfing candle, which, if you know anything about candlestick patterns, this is a very bullish indication right here. So this just adds to our confirmation. I don't recommend trading on candlesticks alone. I think that is pretty stupid because they occur all the time everywhere. But if you're combining it with your strategy, it can be an extra nice little confirmation there. And the third confirmation is it is hitting market structure. So it's hitting this support level that we had right here, right? And if you're wondering how to draw support and resistance and all that, it's really not that hard, but I will have a video on it coming up in the future. I'm not the very best at it, but I will just make a video because, I mean, I'm definitely better than a lot of people. So I feel like it would benefit you guys to still see that. But this is very obvious, right? Very obvious support. And sure enough, it hits it, RSI crosses, we get a bullish engulfing, we buy right here. So let's see where that buy took us. Boom, took us all the way up here. Now, when you're looking at setting your stop loss and take profit levels for these things, what I usually do is I usually set it just below or above, depending if you're doing a buy or a sell, the most recent wick. So like that support, because it bounced off here, I'm going to set my stop loss to around here, right? So right here would be my stop loss. So that is about a 60 point stop loss there. That's basically how I would set my stop loss there. And then I would ride this thing up. So what I like to do, I'm not going to go in depth on my money management or risk or anything, but what I do like to do, especially when you're trading these sideways markets, is I like to set take profits close to resistance or support levels. So for example, on this trade, I would probably set my first take profit to around here, because this could start acting as a resistance right here. So let's see the difference between that. You know, that is honestly not a good trade, because the distance right there is only 37 and the distance to the stop loss is like 60. So I probably wouldn't set it there if I had just quickly looked at it and done that. So a point where I would more likely set it is around here, either here or here, depending on, obviously, it's really up to like interpretation. But I believe that I set my first one around here, I think, on this. So that would have been pretty much a 1-for-1 trade, right? And then the rest of it, I wrote it up. Depending on where you set your next take profit, like around here or whatever, it might not have hit it, but that's a good point for a trailing stop to come in and still bag some pips off of, even off of this decline here. So we also, when it's approaching this level, we get another signal from the RSI right here, right? So yeah, if you were paying attention, you probably saw that there. It is around this level. So now that we've created this high right here, we can then use it to trade with the RSI. So before, remember, this was new territory, uncharted territory. We've never been here before. Well, I mean, we have, but not in the recent market, right? And then it comes back down. So now we're like starting to trade this area. So we traded that swing up. And now we're going to trade this big ride down here because look. So it hits around this resistance level. So the market looks like it extended a little bit too far past here because it then consolidated here. So I would consider anywhere in kind of this range a valid trade. And of course, you'll learn this with experience and stuff and being able to just look at the market and watch how it moves. But this is definitely a good range for a sell to take place. So sure enough, it hits this range, right? So it hits around here and then gives us a nice kind of reversal looking pattern here. And look at what the RSI is doing. So don't even look so much at the candlestick patterns or anything, but look at what the RSI is doing and look at where it is doing it. So those are the most important things right there. What is the RSI doing and where is it doing it? Ask yourself that every time and you're guaranteed to win a lot of your trades, right? And these trades have an amazing risk reward ratio. Like, let's see. So the RSI crosses not here. If we look on the left at the data window, very left of the screen, says RSI 70.36. Right at the end of this candle, it then crossed back under. So this is where we're looking for the sell. And then sure enough, we sell off of that and boom, huge win right there again. Nice. That was hot fire. So see if you risked like 45, for example, and then one of your end take profits was around here, the bottom, you just gained like pretty much 200, right? For a risk of 45. So that ratio right there will make you money, even if you get most of your trades wrong, which if you do what I just said here, you'll get most of them right. So imagine getting most of your trades correct, plus having an insane risk reward ratio. All right, so let's look at the upcoming market here. Like I said, I like to cherry pick maybe one example, but I'm going to give you the full story on every single indicator. So there's good parts about it and there's bad parts, right? That's with everything. That's with every single trading strategy. And anyone who tries to tell you different, that you'll win so many times and blah blah, they're just wrong. So let's look at some of the cases where we won't win and what we will do about this to mitigate our losses. So around here, this actually I would consider this as a support. So let's check it out, right? Or sorry, a resistance. My bad. So there could be a resistance around here. That could be for sure. So we would be looking around here. This did cross above and then below. So we might have taken this as a signal. Because if you look at the left side, 70.28, and then it crosses below again. So we might have taken that as a sell signal. And that would have been a loss, right? Because if we had our stop loss here, that's a very minimal loss because of where we put our stop loss for sure. But it would have been a loss nonetheless. Now we're still looking for trades. Here it crosses above. Here it crosses below. Another small loss. So here you can see why it's important to have a good risk reward when using this strategy, because it's hitting this market structure, but it's not necessarily giving us the best signals. So if you want, you can also wait for a nice candle confirmation. This one probably would have been because that's a nice bearish engulfing. This one right here, yeah, that's kind of iffy if you take that or not. But let's just say we do, just for the sake of this video. So that's 2 losses right there. But these wins are going to make up your losses tenfold, right? And the last one, we kept trying to get in, and then right here, it crosses back down, and we take this one. Nice. Okay, so our risk on this one was like 10. And our reward was like 70. If we traded it to here, which that definitely would be the place to put your take profit, around here, you might have got out a little bit early when it hits here, but it does end up hitting our take profit if we add it down here. So that's great risk reward, right? So every single trade that you hit before here, those little losses that you were trying to get the big win, they didn't work out, but the big win, when you finally hit it, it paid for all that. Now let's look at another example, but this time we're not going to enter trades. So you can see the market starts to go up, right? And you can see down here, just look at the RSI, just look at it. It's like, it looks like waves. It's like boom, 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 false signal, false signal, false signal. So those would all be losses if you were just taking the RSI signals randomly, right? So that's why we combine it with price action, because look, so you got a signal right here to sell, but where's the market structure? Where is it? It's not in our recent view right here. There is no market structure. So this is definitely in an uptrend, and you don't want to take this trade because it didn't hit a support, or sorry, it didn't hit a resistance level. There's no resistance anywhere near here. The closest one is down here, and I mean, last time it hit it, it kind of did that, but then it just kept going up, right? And RSI didn't give us a signal there, thankfully. So that's 1 loss eliminated, 2 losses eliminated, 3 eliminated. Actually, this one might have been a win, but the risk reward would have been, it would have been okay, actually. It would have been okay. But we probably would have got out here anyways because it went over again and then maybe got back in. So maybe that's a small loss and then finally a win. But let's look at here. Let's just look at this. So this is clearly a trending market, and look at all the garbage signals that are in here. Just look at all these terrible, terrible signals. So like this one right here, boom, loss. This one right here, loss, crosses again, loss, doesn't cross, crosses again here. If we're doing our strategy and setting it above this wick, well, that's a loss, right? There, again, right here, so it doesn't cross over here. If we look at our data window, it crosses over here. So we would have been selling down here. You don't want to sell at the bottom of the market because it's trending upwards, right? So finally around here, it starts to move kind of sideways again, right? And now that it's moving somewhat sideways, I mean, you could have said that you're taking trades in here or whatever, but like, no, because look at what it's hitting. It's hitting nothing, right? Maybe on a higher time frame chart, it's hitting something, but we're not concerned about that. We just care about what's happening right here. And not much is happening right here. Actually, you could have said that this would have been one around here because it hits here the first time, then it hits here again, but it looks like the RSI did not give us a signal there anyways. The first actually valid signal that it gives us is then right here because it's hitting some resistance, making some new resistance levels. It looks about right here where it bounced off. That was a big bounce, right? So it looks like it was hitting some new resistance levels right here. Hits it again when the RSI is above right there. The RSI crosses below on a bearish engulfing. We set our stop loss right above here. It goes into a bit of drawdown, and then we win. So let's see. Our stop loss would have been about 35, and the win, you probably should have set your take profit to around here. So that would have been like, let's say 9, around 9, right? If we were at this line. So again, that's like almost a 3-to-1 ratio, and that's pretty good, and it was a win. So I guess this is the current day. So this is what it's doing right now. I have hit all these trades that I showed you, and they were killer, and I love this strategy. So let me know what you guys think about this strategy in the comments down below. If you are combining price action with your RSI, I mean, man, it works so much better. If you've just been using the RSI, just using only the RSI, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. But now you know. So let's go put it into practice. I would definitely recommend, obviously, everything that I show you, everything that anyone shows you, test it out yourself, back test, back test, back test. Make sure that it works, right? Before risking your real money. Even forward test. I prefer to forward test for about 6 months, which is just taking your signals but on a demo account, just so that you don't risk your own capital. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found some value, please like the video. Let me know how you use the RSI in the comments down below, and yeah, let me know if there's a better way to use it, because I mean, this is the best way that I've found so far, but who knows? I'm always testing things. I'm always looking for new ways to use every single indicator, so I would appreciate if you dropped some of that in the comments. Thank you so much, and have a great night, guys.